3, 2, 1. Hello and welcome to episode 180 of Ruse Radio. We are back at it again with a very special guest in a purple shirt and not red. What color are those pants?
Is it burgundy?
I love that.
Maybe like a burgundy purple.
I only have just regular ass blue jeans. I was just thinking yesterday, I don't have any black jeans. On the podcast, last episode, I was talking to Nick Emica because I was thinking what would be sexy. And for some reason, what came to my mind was black jeans, and I don't have any of those. So I think
these are the most adventurous pants.
That's why I like them.
Yeah.
I really do like your outfit. That's a nice
you.
color scheme you got going on.
Thank you. Yeah.
And who are you, so that people know if somebody's tuning in?
I'm Kevin Kellam. I do radio and comedy stuff in Chicago.
I mean, I would like for you to explain to me all the stuff you do, just because I feel like I only see the surface of it and I don't fully understand.
Okay, I've been doing radio in some form or another in and out of Chicago since 2001, both commercially and non-commercially. I'm on Q101, which is Chicago's alternative rock radio station, and it feels very cool to say that. And I've been on and off with them for years, but I got back on with them about 2 years ago out of the pandemic. And I'm on air in Rockford. I'm 104.9 The Axe, which is like more of a hard rock station. And then in March, I started with another radio station. I do weeknights on 93X in Minneapolis, but I do that from Chicago. And then I work for Sportskeeda, which is like kind of like I guess you could say like a Barstool. You know, they're kind of like Barstool has like a big content farm.
Okay.
I've been with them for 5 years and I cover wrestling. I love pro wrestling stuff, so I've like traveled for that.
That seems like a weird exposure net you're probably getting with stuff like that too. I mean, I like to think that like it's why doing a podcast is a good idea, because you don't, if you don't think outside the box and do a bunch of different things, like you probably miss a bunch of people that you could have caught otherwise. There's probably so many people who have found you through your wrestling content.
A little bit. I would hope it was more, you know. But,
yeah. But
it feels like two different things. There's so many times when I meet just wrestling people or wrestling talent or just wrestling producers
that you wouldn't otherwise.
No, I meet them and they're like, "Wait, you do radio? You do rock radio?"
Right.
You're doing stand up, and then there's stand up people like, "Hey, I heard you on the radio," and I'm like, "Yeah, I've been doing it. Like, it's like all I do is." Everything I do is just something I wanted to do when I was 15. Yeah. So any day I have a really bad day, or I'm like, I get mad, I got to spend $30 in a Lyft to make this thing on time. I was like, 10, 15 years ago, you would have like punched an older version of you.
Because why?
For being even remotely bitter about anything right now.
Yeah.
Because everything I do is something I wanted to do when I was like a teenager.
Right.
And now I do it. And there is this, maybe because it's anxiety and like inferiority complex, I always have this sense that it'll just blow up. It'll just go away. Any second it'll go away. So just enjoy it while you're doing it.
I've heard a lot of people say that sentiment. And I think that's just like a dangerous way to live, right?
I know, it is. But I always just feel like I'm getting away with something.
I feel that way all the time.
Yeah.
Like you just met me rapping at Zany's. Every time I go up there, I always say, I can't believe they're letting me get away with this. This is ridiculous. As soon as they realize how ridiculous this is, they're going to stop this immediately.
Well, we met on the Roast Battle show.
Yeah.
And when I was producing the show, and when we were there, the whole time I was there, you look at the walls, and it's such a place that has like launched these careers of household name people, you know, and they've all played there, and their pictures are on the wall everywhere. Everywhere you go in Zany's, if you've never been to Zany's, there's a picture of a comedian.
Yeah, I know.
Also, from that comedian. It is a picture taken of a comedian. It's a picture from that individual comic sent to the club.
I just learned, because I was speaking with one of the staff, and they told me every time someone headlines, they add a new one. And they do have to remove them all the time, because they do run out of room.
And you look up at the ceiling. They have them on the ceiling looking down on you.
Yeah.
So you're there. The whole time you're there, you're like, how the am I here?
Right.
Like, you know, like well, what? Even if you're just on stage for like 5 minutes, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, because it feels it feels like a legendary room just because they do that. That's a great way to put it. Yeah, it creates such a vibe in that room. And they're all signed too. That's the other part. Not only are they all there provided by them, they're all signed. Every single one has a signature. That room's probably worth a lot of money if you really thought about it. If you take every picture off the wall, that's probably like hundreds of thousands of dollars, if not millions. Just because some of those are so old. Some of them are
very old.
Yeah, it's legendary, dude. It is a very strange thing to be successful, because I think we all are so familiar with our own flaws. So like we're all so intimate with ourselves that we all know our own shortcomings. And I think like it's easy to forget that no one else knows that. And when you're presenting yourself in front of an audience, they give you all the benefit of the doubt, but you, for some reason in your own mind, put so much pressure on it and you don't give yourself credit. That's how we are. And I think there's some actual good to that, because that's what makes you refine yourself and get better. But it's also like, it's the thing that makes you doubt yourself 24/7 and never think you're worthy.
It's a constant thing. And especially what I'm going to talk to you about today. I'm taping an album coming up here on August 9th.
Yeah.
And I'm doing it with the Windy City Comedy Festival.
Is it your first special?
It's my first one, yeah.
Awesome, dude.
Yeah. And, but there's always been this, like, you're not, there's things in comedy I want to achieve that I haven't achieved, that I should have achieved in my eyes.
Like what?
I should be doing more regular feature weekends and stuff like that. I should be at a club at least one weekend a month. I should have at least gone and done success runs in New York, LA, or at least done trips like that and things like that. There's some festivals I wanted to get into that I didn't get into. But I'm also like, oh, Kevin, you're doing third largest market in the country radio every weekend too. So
yeah,
it's not that bad. It's the I want it all type thing.
Yeah.
You know, and you can't have it all, but then notice what you have. And be happy with that too. Is
it possible to do all those comedy things with the amount of energy you put into radio? Because it sounds like you put a lot into all of the other things you do. It almost sounds like you don't even have enough time to actually...
You're not the only person telling me this.
Oh, I just wonder, like, how the fuck would you even pull it off?
I wonder if... Well, I went back to Q101 and took on more radio stuff in like 2023. And I started to think like, oh, how much more material would I have written if I wasn't doing all of that? Because with radio, you're doing fresh stuff for them every day, you know. And there's repeating things you'll do, but like archetypes and different stuff like that. Like taking on Minneapolis, I don't want to just give them the Chicago show. No, they have to have their own show, you know. Like, and I do a show for Rockford. It has a whole '90s element. It has to have nostalgia clips in it, and different things in it. And like, I have to have things to talk about with that. Like, and then I'll do stuff for Q101 sporadically. Like on Friday, I'll be on all 3 radio stations in one day, and I have to have 3 different shows.
Yeah,
and then I'll have a comedy show that night too.
But
it's one day. But that's from 9 o'clock in the morning until 9 p.m. at night. I will do 3 radio shows and 1 stand-up show.
But then the question would become like, is that what you want to do? Like, could you do that forever? Do you like doing it?
Oh, I can't do it forever.
Yeah,
I know. I want to think that I could, but I know what I can get away with, and I'm gonna try and get away with it
for as long as possible. Yeah. You think?
Yeah.
I like your attitude. That's good. I mean, like it. Do
it until the wheels fall off.
When I talked with Marco Serino on here, he said to me, and I really liked the way he put it, it was something like about just the danger of spreading yourself thin and wanting to do like 10 to 15 different things. And of course, you're not doing that, but just the idea of only having so much bandwidth. Like, you know, because it is true, you would have spent a lot more time doing comedy, for sure, if you weren't doing all that. So, like, I guess the question would just be more like, where would you be more satisfied, right? Like, are you happy with, like, just riding this out for a good 5 or 10 more years and then, like, going into comedy hard after that or something? Is that the idea?
I want to probably, at some point, go. I did a little bit of it, and there was a teacher strike, and it didn't work. I wouldn't mind going into some form of education.
Oh, cool.
Which sounds crazy to me because I'm such a bad student.
Yeah.
It's weird when a bad student wants to be a decent teacher. But I would want to like just kind of teach broadcasting and stuff like that.
Like the field that you know about. Yeah. And what, in like a college setting or something like that?
Yeah.
That'd be cool. That would be cool. That would, honestly, broadcasting education. I mean, I know there would be, I imagine all of the hardware, all like the mixing, all of that's part of it. Mm-hmm. But like, what else do you teach in
what
such
else do
a
you
field?
teach?
Yeah.
Oh, it's like actual formatics, like you coaching someone.
Oh,
just like
okay.
you would if you were going to like an acting coach or something like that. Like you're teaching, oh, here's how you get in and out of a break. Here's how you teach something. All right, here's how you take information and try. And really what you're doing is you're just drilling people, and eventually they figure it out on their own.
Because there's a rhythm to it, like the way you speak on radio.
Yeah, absolutely there's a rhythm to
it. A tempo, I have to imagine. Yeah, like you only have so much time, and so you learn to only say so much about a certain topic.
Formatics.
Yeah, that's what it is? That's the phrase. I didn't know there's a terminology.
Yeah.
That's what you said, but I didn't know if you were just throwing a word at me.
No, I'm telling you what it is.
Formatics. And also, sounds like a good jazz band from the 70s.
Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, the formatics.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah. It's a cool word. Yeah. But yeah, the formatics. I mean, it's kind of like most things, I suppose, where it's like a craft. There's just talking, and then there's the craft of radio. Yeah. Yeah, it's like comedy. There's being funny, and then there's the craft of stand-up comedy. They're two different things.
Yeah, and there's some people who tell a joke, and there's other people that perform a joke.
Right. Yeah.
And I probably am more the latter. Because I'm really loud and very aggressive and
I don't think there's anything wrong
this
with
is
that,
very
though.
tame. You got this dog, you got this sweet dog next to me. For people that are just listening, the dog is so calming. Oscar is so calming.
I should have lit the candle. That would have really tamed the beast. Can you imagine?
Are we on a third date?
Oscar does have that effect on people.
Very calming.
Yeah, I've learned, like, and it's once it's gotten so hot out, like he's so relaxed, and I think that if I showed you footage of him 6 months ago, you'd see what I'm talking about, where it's like he's actually being amazing right now. Because normally he starts to
all into it.
Yeah, he just doesn't know what to do. He'll put his butt in your face. He'll start to lick you. But it's so hot that he just gives up on all that, and he just wants to hang out. And it almost, looking at it, it makes me think of like I might be looking at his future, because all dogs grow up and lose all their energy. He might just be a lazy dog one day and that just wants to chill 24/7. But you're just seeing him at his laziest right now. This is not a good representation of my dog. That guy runs. He sprints outside. Yeah. He drags me type thing. Like, we gotta go. Oh, I love that man. But I've learned that. I think it's like I've seen only one podcast that's had a dog, and it's Steve-O's podcast. Yeah. And the dog's always sitting next to either Steve-O or the guest. Mm-hmm. And I think that's a nice touch. But the other thing I always think is, like, what if someone has an allergy? Because it's like if you hit up anybody, they might go look at footage, and they might immediately think, oh, well, I don't know about this. There's a cat there. There's
someone
a dog
very
there.
Close to me in my life has a cat allergy, but has a cat and adores the cat.
Yeah, that's like drinking milk when you have the...
I've my sister-in-law is lactose intolerant, and she has to take a pill when she knows she's going to take.
Because you just can't resist.
Yeah. I don't know if I revealed private medical information on a podcast. You went on that stupid podcast and told people I'm lactose intolerant.
No one's supposed to know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like that'd be a funny thing to be insecure about, to be lactose. That'd be like being insecure about having an allergy. I don't think I could ever care.
I think the insecurity would be like you go to someone's house and they're making you a meal.
And you have to be like, oh, I can't eat that. Yeah, you're right.
Allergies and stuff like that. Yeah.
I'm so ableist. I never even considered.
You didn't think of someone's bubble guts.
I mean, it really would suck to like figure that out one day too, because that would be the same scenario. You're probably eating at your friend's house, and all of a sudden you just feel so sick and you can't figure out why. And then another day it happens again, and you're like, oh my god, peanuts. That's how you learn about allergies. Trial by error.
I have the worst diet. Of someone my age, I have the worst diet. I should change, but I also tell myself, like, well, you're not an alcoholic and you don't abuse drugs. But, you know, what, like there's always this stupid justification in my mind But I'm like, but it is the thing, like, how long can you live like that? Like, how long can you treat your body like a stolen shopping cart?
Yeah.
You know, and do that. But
I think one piece of advice I heard that I try to apply to things is like, imagine the behaviors you have now and imagine those playing out, and then the worst qualities manifesting themselves, and then what is you in 10 years from now if you just embrace all of your worst qualities that you already have now? What do you become in 10 years? And I think that thought exercise is a good way to like think yourself away from all those things, because if you really think about it, then you start to think, oh my God, like for me, it's I would neglect going to the gym, and it drives me insane because I know I always feel better when I go to the gym every single time.
Do you have the gym membership?
And I pay for the gym membership every single month, but yet some reason I just trick myself in it. And I know as soon as I go, every time I'm like, damn, I feel good. I should do this every day. And then every single day, it's like a mind game where I find, it's a little bit too late. Well, now I can't. It's raining outside. There's a million reasons. But if I did that forever.
No one ever says anything good or fulfilling with after the sound.
Right.
There's never anything good there, you know? Yeah. There's never anything. We're gonna give you a race.
Yeah. Or just a sigh. After a sigh, you never.
That like the lip smack in the.
Yeah, it'd be crazy if somebody did. If it,
it's like a burp from the soul, dude.
Yeah. They're just like, there are like red flag sounds like that. I'm trying to think of another one. Like if someone goes, if you hear that, oh yeah, deep inhale. That's bad. Deep inhale is usually, it could just be they're gonna say something sad, but it's also they're mad. It could be either one, but it's gonna be negative. Deep inhale goes either way. Deep inhale is an interesting one. But yeah, growl is scary. Scowl's bad. Oh, there's so many sounds people can make. You know, sometimes people have funny sneezes. That makes me think of like when people go like, you know. Like,
oh yeah.
That's hilarious.
The aggressive one where you can feel their whole nasal cavity just like squeeze into a bullet.
And they do it in public.
Yeah.
That's so funny.
Like you see someone's complete like upper respiratory just yo-yo in and out. Yeah.
It actually surprises me how many people don't like.
There, we actually just went really up. We're discovering all these little quirky sounds in the human voice.
Yeah. I'm finding them in myself right now as we speak. But like people will sneeze into their arm, and I learned that when I was a child. You sneeze into your arm, so that doesn't happen. But the amount of people I see just sneeze right into the open.
I take the Lime scooters. And I'm sneezing. I'm realizing like, what are you doing? Like, hey, this time of the year, you're going by a park, you haven't been by like flowers in a week or something like that. I'm like, I should cover. And then, my hands are on the wheel.
You get in an accident
so
trying to sneeze.
What am I going to do? Not spread germs or, crack my wrist on Paulina Avenue.
Oh, that's how you imagine? What I imagine is you're riding the scooter and you try to sneeze into your shoulder.
Yeah, but then I'm going to tumble over,
Oh, yeah, so we got the same vision.
Yeah, do I stop just to sneeze and then do that? I don't know.
And then you're stopping every 10 minutes just to, and then get back
Sneezing
on.
or coughing on the train drives me crazy.
Yeah, but when it happens to you, it's just a bummer because there's really, if you got it in you, like if you have to cough, and you're on the train, that just sucks. Because you try to hold it in, but sometimes it just hurts. Sometimes
coming out of the pandemic, everyone felt different about that stuff.
I know. It used to be so different. It used to be no one really gave a shit. And I wish my brain wasn't, because I know my brain's different because of it. Because when somebody sneezes, I don't even try to do it. Part of me goes, part of me does the jolt. And we
didn't do that a couple of years ago.
Exactly. And I catch myself doing it.
We didn't do that a couple of years ago. Yeah.
And like, I know for a fact, like, it's not one random sneeze that's probably going to get me sick, but just that little, like, and I remember in, like, 2020, like, mid-2020, I did, like, convince myself, like, I was a little bit of a germaphobe, and I did, like, start to worry about things I didn't used to worry about, like, and now, and it's still in me, like, I'll catch myself not wanting, like, if someone eats something, even, like, my family member, and then they want to give me the rest, for some reason, I'm like, oh, but, and I'm not even thinking, what if they get me sick? I'm thinking, like, herpes or something. If they have herpes and they don't know. But it's stupid, and I should just eat the food that's being given to me. But I catch and I don't think I used to do that before 2020. I think like it brought the germaphobe out of me for some weird, the paranoid, schizophrenic germaphobe within me has started to live. And I don't like it. I don't like that part of me. I wish I just didn't care. Yeah, but sometimes you do want to worry about it, okay? Like if you've got a particularly promiscuous friend and you're sharing the chip dip, just be careful. That's all I'm saying. There are scenarios.
Is it still an STD if you get it from dip?
I think so. I think if someone had an STD that could be spread orally, and then they dip and they double dip, and then you eat the same food as them, you could get the STD. I think again, that could just be paranoid schizophrenic me. I've always somewhat thought that. With double dipping, that's always been the thing in the back of my mind.
Never double dip the chip.
Because AIDS.
Yeah.
That's what I'm thinking.
It's awful.
I don't know why.
Now the fine people at Frito-Lay have to launch a public service campaign about double dipping chips.
Yeah. Because, like, what if? Like, if it's orally transmitted, I mean, obviously, because we all learned in sex ed, oral and genital, that's how it works with STDs. Mm-hmm. So STDs, you know what else is crazy? Margot! Oh, my Lord. She's burrowing herself into... Hold on a second.
It's all right.
Yeah, well, it's not all right, because this kitty cat is burrowing herself into my clothes. This lady. She takes advantage of me sometimes. But what I was going to say about STDs, I was saying something very important, is that STDs... It's crazy to think that we didn't used to think about it. It's kind of like with cigarettes, how we just didn't even used to really have all these second thoughts.
Have you ever seen the like commercials for cigarettes when they were like widely acceptable?
Yeah, and it's such a different world.
It's so wild.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to...
number one doctor recommended cigarette.
Well, it's like when you're on a train or in an old car and you see the tray and it's just, I mean, you probably remember the time when that was still going on, right? I mean, how much older are you than me?
I'm 83.
Oh, well, there you go. That was your childhood we're talking about.
Yeah, there were cigarette ads and like commercials. There wasn't a lot of TV commercials for them, but like print advertising for cigarettes was like, I was big into like Rolling Stone and Revolver and rock magazines doing rock radio.
Yeah.
And there was always like Camel ads. The Joe Camel, like the cartoon cool guy that smoked cigarettes.
Yeah, right.
But these are like elaborate commercials, or ads rather, not commercials, in the magazines that look like a lot of time was spent to make this artwork on this campaign. And now you see that stuff and it's so ridiculous to think there was the Marlboro points, like people would have the point thing and
like
you would
Monster.
Get stuff sent back to you. When we were kids, this is my grandparents. There was Cool cigarettes. KOOL, Cool cigarettes.
I think they're still around.
Yeah, they are. But you would send in stuff, and they would send something back to you for the amount of cigarettes you had, like Cool Points or whatever. When we were kids, I think at our grandparents' pool, they had like the big floating things. They were Cool cigarette. So we were floating on like flotation devices that had like a big cigarette logo on the side of it.
That's
which
funny.
I know, is like kids, it's just ridiculous.
Yeah. Wow. And what I was thinking as you said that is this is after we already knew cigarettes were bad. This is like
Decades.
Way after we already figured out.
Decades.
This isn't like when it was a medical thing that we were recommending. This is like way past, it gives you cancer. It's not good. There's a million reasons not. There's pesticide in it. And then you got kids on floaties. That's crazy. Yeah, but it does look ridiculous now. I wonder when we had that turning point for cigarettes. I feel like it's going to be vapes. Vapes are going to be the same. I just think vapes now, it's just like it was back then. It's so hard to see it because it looks so normal to us now. But there's going to be a million medical issues people have. My mom's a nurse, and she tells me that people come in and it looks like it'll be like young people who look like they have tuberculosis because of vaping. And they'll say, like, the nurses will ask them, like, hey, what do you do that could possibly make your lungs look like this? And it's always vaping. That's always the answer, which is something you never probably hear about because of the amount of advertising and all the stuff they pump into that. And I think it makes me think, too, because I also don't agree that I don't want the government telling these vape companies what they can and can't do, because that's that could go either way too.
Mm-hmm.
Like when you have the government saying you can't sell menthol cigarettes in certain areas. I don't know if I want that, but that's where you go when you start letting them do these things. So who knows, dude? I wonder, because I just think vaping, there's no way the test of time doesn't turn it around. I wonder how long. That's what I think. My prediction is 20 years. Because all these kids who are vaping now, they're like 10. Imagine when they're 30.
It's crazy with the vape. How, like, I remember being on the bus and I saw like someone couldn't have been like freshman in high school.
Mm-hmm. It's kids.
Yeah.
Mostly kids.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's so hard to. When I was in school, I remember that was right when like mods had first come around, and that's when you got a big box and you blow fat clouds, and yeah, they're not really that popular, but in like 2015 2016 they like first came around, and it was cool to go get the juice and fill up your mod. You could still do it, but it's not, I don't think kids are doing it. And I remember there was a kid who lured me into the bathroom and he blew this fat cloud, and I was like, whoa. And that was the very beginning. Now they do it in the back of the class.
It smells like Starburst.
Yeah. I remember the flavors that I used to buy. I have an addictive personality, and I did get a mod around like 2017.
What is a mod?
It's like the box thing.
Okay.
And
the main piece, not the cartridges or anything like that.
Yeah, so when you buy a disposable vape, it's like what a mod is, except the mod you can refill and you just have to buy new coils. So the vape has a coil in it, but once you hit all the juice in the vape, it's only designed to last as long as you're going to use that for. Whereas a mod is like, you can use it as many times as you want. You just have to replace the coil. And you also have to soak the coil, prime the coil, they say. So like you get whatever juice you're going to use and you drip it on the cotton within the coil and you let that soak in, and then you do it. Or else if you just try to pour all the juice on it and then you rip it, it's going to burn the coil, and the taste of a burnt coil is one of the worst things. And because I'm such an addict, I remember I would burn my coil, and then I'd be like, oh, well, I guess I have a burnt coil, and just rip this burnt coil for the next...
You keep doing it?
Well, yeah, because you're still getting the juice, you're still getting the nicotine out of it.
That's like the shitty version of burning toast, and you still eat it.
And I know I'm not the only one. Like, I think, like... It's nicotine. It's so addictive. So it's really just so crazy to think that...
Are you vaping now?
No, I can't do it. It's funny. I vaped before I ever smoked cigarettes. Mm-hmm. And the reason I got into vaping was because of blunt wraps. Because I would smoke blunts and then I would double wrap blunts, and because of the amount of nicotine head rush you get from such a thing. And then I realized, oh, vaping's kind of like that. And then when I would have a vape, I would just hit it over and over and over and over. I could go through a disposable within a couple hours. And it's just because that's what I am. I've learned that about myself. I have to apply that to good things. That's what you learn in life, is if you have bad qualities, learn to use them properly. That's a good piece of advice for the kids to have.
Yeah, there you go, kids. Don't smoke cigarettes.
Don't vape either.
Don't do anything fun. It'll hurt you.
Yeah. Yeah, don't do anything fun. That really is how it feels. There's something I say in a song. Just, Jesus Christ, why does wrong have to be so right? Why does life have to be so long? So long to all the needless fights, need advice, peace is nice, and then blah, blah, blah. It keeps going on. But I like just the idea of why does wrong have to be so right? Because it's true. Everything that is bad seems to be good. It's not fair. It seems like life just tests you 24/7. That's kind of my theory, is everything is meant to be a test.
Yeah.
And you're just constantly, if you look at it that way, you will succeed. But like, it's so easy to just fall for these tricks that life is throwing at you. It'll do it 24/7. Is there like anything you really want to... I think before we get out of here, you should at least touch on the whole thing with your special one more time. Because I think that, for one, I mean, obviously...
My special has that idea.
Yeah. Oh, really?
It's Kevin in Hell.
Yeah, so that's a good way to flow right into it.
It's Kevin in Hell, Catholic school kid, constantly feeling shame about everything, but still like trying to just be myself. And I will tape it, and my family will be there, and my friends will be there, and Windy City Comedy Festival. I didn't choose to, I didn't say like, hey, I'm doing this, and can you come and do this? Errol Julie, who is the artistic director of the Windy City Comedy Festival and a great comedian, she said, "You're doing your album here." She just said it. Like, this is when you're taping your album.
Oh.
And you're putting these people... Like, it was just put on me. And it wasn't like... but I'm also like, I kind of appreciate someone kicking my ass like that. You know, because I not to say I would put it off, but like a couple years ago, and she's not into comedy as far as I am. Excuse me, Oscar. But it was a couple years ago. I saw her tape a great record called Wiener Patrol. High end art. But I saw it and it was so great. And like within 20, 30 seconds of her walking off stage, I'm there and I was like, "Hey, that's great. That's so cool. I love this bit." And she goes, "When are you doing yours?" And it was just like, "When are you doing it?" And I said, "Oh, well, I'm not like that draw. Like I have like immediately I have to bring myself down a level, and I have material that is pretty settled in, years into what I do now, and she's like, "You got to put that stuff on tape. You got to put it on tape." I was like, "All right." So now I'm doing it, and the guys I work with at Q101 who film all these different bands, they're going to shoot it. Giorgio and Zach, I'm really excited about that, and we're going to see if maybe I can put it out on a limited vinyl, maybe. I want to try and do that, like an audio version of it that's maybe like 10 minutes longer. And then hopefully 2026 have it out. Early part of 2026.
Awesome, dude.
So, but buy a ticket. If you're listening and you like comedy and you're in Chicago and you don't want to be here the weekend of Lollapalooza, but the weekend after Lollapalooza, that's when we're doing it. It's a 9 p.m. show, so I'll get on stage around 10 p.m.
And it's towards the end of the festival, right?
Yeah, I think it's the night before the festival ends.
And I guess
I think I'm the only album taping on the festival, as far as I know.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
You're kind of like the finale, like the grand finale.
I don't know about that, but sure, I'll take it. I'll take it. Yeah.
Well, I feel like that's, if I were to like push it even harder on the people, I would say you're not even coming just for you. You're coming for all these awesome comics that are going to be there the whole weekend.
Yeah, and the
lineup of that festival, it's so many comics.
If you like comedy in the Midwest, like this is a time to come to the city.
Yeah.
Make some time to come to the city. Like if you're in, I know you have friends in Michigan and stuff, like this is something worth making a trip out for.
Absolutely.
The amount of comics and shows that the Windy City team put together is amazing. It's up right now. All the tickets. My show's been online for a couple months now, but I still want to sell it out. So buy tickets. It's on my Instagram and stuff like that. The link, bio, all that stuff. But I mean, like Karen Fian, who's a big name from New York, is going to do it. Luke Null, who was on SNL, is going to be on it. And there's a huge variety of shows too. Like there's a bunch of different types of shows. Like if I don't want to see a show where a dude yells who has a penis, I want a more femme perspective. Yeah, they got that. That's going to be there too. If you just want straight showcases of killer comedians, they got that. Late night stuff. I want to go to dinner and this. They have that. They have like a couple of matinee shows too. So Windy City Comedy Festival, just Google it. The tickets are going to pop up right there. They have a hot dog in the logo. It's going to be a fun hang. I'm feeling the pressure with it and stuff like that. You're talking about like losing weight and stuff like that. I wanted to get down like 10 pounds before I do the show. So I'm like, I'm not on my way to doing that at all. But I don't know. Maybe some fasting. Maybe some sitting in the sauna, sweat it off.
Yeah. You need to do like some Christian Bale-esque method.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's something you could pull off.
Everyone's saying intermittent fasting, but that sounds so uncomfortable.
Yeah, it probably is.
So uncomfortable.
I feel like I think that's what I do on.
I haven't had caffeine in 45 minutes and I'm already cranky.
Yeah,
you know
dude.
Like,
I
come
think
on.
you just need to like intermittent fasting. I think is one of those things. Like by the time you're gonna adapt to it, it'll be time for your special and you'll hate your life and you'll think this was not worth it. It'll be like the moment when your body finally adapts. You're gonna be stepping on stage. You know?
Yeah, and it's August 9th. There's 2 shows. It's at Lincoln Hall.
Okay.
And I know some people think Lincoln Lodge, but there is some shows at Lincoln Lodge as well on the festival. My show, Kevin and Hal, August 9th, 9 p.m. show. We got some really great openers on this too. Errol Ju's going to host it. Brandon Kiefer, who's crushed and went viral, and Kill Tony is going to be on it as well, and then me.
Hell yeah.
Brandon the other day, little swamp wizard, talking to him. He's smoking, he's ripping a butt, ripping a dart, and he goes, "I ain't gonna make it easy for you." He said that to you. He's like, "I ain't gonna make it easy for you." And he goes, "But you do that to me, kid. You do that to me, man." He's a real Southern peach with a worm crawling through it, you know?
Yeah.
That's what he is.
I love that guy. I feel like he's one of those people where I've never seen him fail. Every time I see him, he's just got the type of confidence one needs to succeed.
No, but I do love the pressure of having to go on after him.
Yep. Well, you need those types of people. You want to surround yourself with that 24/7. I mean, that's another, like, if I was to give you a last little nugget of advice, that's it. It's just surround yourself with greatness as much as you possibly can.
Yeah, and another thing is, at the same time, I have to give myself a break, like, because I'm doing material I already know it really well, and then afterwards I'm gonna have to write new stuff.
Yep, every special, it's what it is. Yeah,
yeah, and there's some things I'm not gonna put on the album that I've been doing for years that I'm gonna keep doing. I just won't use it on this album. There's bits about working in radio and confusing things that happen in radio where you're supposed to keep it cool. I know what that is, but I have like 2 different bits like that. One I'm going to save for another album.
Yeah.
I have wrestling stuff. I have this wrestling bit. I kind of said, I was talking to somebody, I was talking about how albums are laid out, and I read about Metallica. I really, really like Metallica. And the first 2 or 3 albums were kind of all written in the same time and have the same energy, but they spread it across 3 different records. They had an album they did in the 90s called Load and Reload, and they wrote them all at the same time. But they could have put it out as a double album. They decided not to, and broke it up and spread it out and did a little bit more recording, and it kind of spread out over 3 or 4 years as 2 albums.
Interesting. Most of the time, you'll see artists make too much stuff, and then they just use the best stuff, and the rest of it's just kind of old demos that no one ever hears. That's surprising that they found something to do with all of it.
Yeah, this is Kevin and Hell. Maybe the next album is Hell and Kevin.
Yeah, and then one day, Kevin in Heaven.
That's the last one. Hopefully.
Cross your fingers, dude.
Fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed here on Ruse Radio.
Yeah, Oscar, you're not enjoying that, are you?
Clocking out. Double down, competition couldn't help him to rock. Missed the whole time, holy fell through the flock. That's an ordinary miracle, wealth to the block. It's a balance in the character that's calm and collect. It's apparent his caricature is lost in the mess. It's hysterical, the picture that they